Atacchetamam na karishyasi tata hitva papam avapsyasi. You do not perform your religious duty. Certainly incur sin, neglecting your duties, and as a fighter. And he attained fame by fighting Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeated as a reward, Astra. Everyone knew Acharya gave him benedictions and by which he could kill even his teeth with so many military certificates. His adoptive father Indra. But if he abandoned, would he neglect his? But he would lose all and thus prepare his royal road. Towards he would go to hell not by withdrawing from battle. Okay, so two important religious that we already discussed. One is to do their duty. If they varnashrama, then sin. Number one. And then here also there no. What is this? Why devotee must be without Trinadapi Sunichena reputation? Actually, reputation is as from a pride perspective. When one position, that position has to be even disreputed their duty, and that is a no for people of right. So Krishna here is saying, okay, you'll lose your reputation as our Kshatriya. You achieved so many things, lose everything. Losing everything is not from position perspective. Lose your reputation as a reputation. Very Vedic culture. People you didn't want. Reputation could be that particular family, they were son of a particular, doing whatever it may be. But don't lose your for the doing. Krishna is bringing that perspective. Not only will you incur sin, which is, but for the present as a fighter. So not good for you. Okay.
Devotees should we also of reputation because it might inspire.
Absolutely. Which is why we pure devotional service, right? This means high set those standards, and then that if you don't do it, reputation as Paka follower of Pro, no, that is a big disrepute if you lose that. So not active of sticking to principles, etc. It is yes.
Okay.
People will always speak of your inferior person. Dishonor is both as friend and philosopher. His final judgment regarding Arjuna. If you leave the battlefield, people will call you a coward. You bad names, but that you will save. Then my advice is that you better to die in the battle. Man like you, ill fame is worth for fear of your life. That will save you from all my friendship and from losing your prestige. So the final judge to die in the battle and not withdraw. Misusing my friendship as I was there on his side, so it's opportunity. Krishna is saying either way, misuse my friendship, get ill fame, so don't do it. Krishna is giving various not to fight.
True. You will actually Arjuna. So
what is it saying? Save your life. That way we'll call you bad, but fleeing the battlefield. Okay, he literally life. Not clear why. I think we should read it as savior. Yeah, savior. For him right now, for him, it's like that way. Maybe it save his life. Why Prabhupada is?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
They are telling in among will be different in outside world. Our at workplace also. If our reputation will go or sometimes also when it is here. So what like the devotional service they say because you are useless service all that to make it achieve success here. You are tough. It's required for us to prove also.
That's a very broad. So what we is to do our duty. We should raise finger. He says he's a Krishna devotee. Right now, Purli is again a very wide. Should be clear saying that for whatever. But at the same time we are clumsy or we end up. That also should not happen, right? So we should do as much as required, right? And we should be able to touch our hearts and say that okay, I'm doing my duty, so that if people ask, that's not my job, this is my job, and then people will say that is okay, I don't have things to do, right? Like this, right? Like culture in is the worst. Other countries for some time in European countries. I have very clear understanding. Say like boss for 40 hours, that's it to work 1 minute more. In India, we bend backing, and that is the reason why all of the world, right? Technology. I mean, the advantage of this, and for these kind of companies, is that have created a bad culture, which does, and at the same time, it doesn't get from it, right? So because we work, we just telling somebody, really do our sadhana well, our intelligence will expand, and we will do our work more if we are fixed in probably like time. We are getting not happen. We might actually struggle. But if our focus is bhakti, we are strictly following sadhana, etc., etc. Krishna intelligence such that we need to achieve even with less time, so that we have enough time bhakti, which is the reason he's saying that focus you are spending for Krishna, because other things will do. He doesn't want his devotee being called and all that, so he will not as we want it, right? Otherwise, if you're sincere, right? So, but important do it with that respect, person that I want to serve Krishna, and then Krishna takes care of our material things. So at the same time, it cannot, or central life should be Krishna. Things will just happen as a matter of fact.
So we should not exceed more than within that time. We should be our best.
No, I think this. Please hear with. Don't bother about your work. Focus on first increasing. Automatically, your work you will work less. Okay, but that is the outcome that comes focused in bhakti, more for Krishna, wanting to spend. Point I'm making is without about how we are working, not become shoddy, pointing fingers at us. Is not the main. That is like a in that state, right? Which for whatever reason are going in that, right? Needs to be to increase bhakti. There are two areas focus on work. Then we will go in a very wrong. Okay, how can I increase my skill? Increasing efficiency. It's not materially. Efficiency will automatically happen. Increasing our focus on bhakti. This is very important, right? When about bhakti, then place. We don't have to worry. But the more we are trying to ourselves, then
I would like to add.
We are in good. We are not achieving great things, but we are no need to worry whether we are doing per day. Even if we
absolutely
are using the
less than 4 hours.
any time for Krishna service, no need.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like what happened earlier. We and the more we do mode of goodness, ethically we don't aspire for added on our shoulders, right? To reduces some extent the burden, which helps.
Which is good if that means that we are going in the right direction. Okay. Bhayadraante Tvam Maharata Bahumato Bhutva. Really esteemed your name and fame will think of fear only, and thus they will consider. Prabhupada is saying save your life. In that is saying that they will consider. That means that you are worried. Right, so Prabhupada said that. Actually, in his purport, sometimes he takes the context of future and writes his purport. So unless we will not get connections. Arjuna, do not think that the Karna and other contemporaries will compassion for your brothers and fear for your life. Yeah, see, yes, their high estimation of your. Yes, these are Prabhupada's books, and when we mark it in our head, and then right, but the end up speculating at that point. Speculate, saying that what will happen is that we have got that question answered, right? So in our brain, we will not be seeking in working part of product management. So this is connecting that we didn't solve it, or we couldn't understand. Then it's one back of our head, right? And we'll try to connect the dots. Okay, what else will explain this? Live example should not wait for and it happened.
Yeah, bro.
Tato your enemies will describe you in melody. What could be more painful? Meaning at Arjuna's uncalled please described his compassion as before words. He has proved his statements against. So Krishna is like going all verses. He wants to rub it. Nonsense are you doing? So he's just saying the same thing. 3-4 verses. He's emphasized. Boss, you will lose, disrepute you. They will be worse than death. What could be more things he's used? Saying that if your so-called compassion. Hato va prapsasya mahim tasmaduttishkrita nishchaya. O son of Kail and attain heavenly planets, the kingdom. Therefore, get up with. Even though there was no certainty of victory, had to fight for even elevated into heaven. So we don't work only certainty of victory. We just work as a matter and put everything behind it.